Yep.
Brief recap. Last session we picked up in a place that you have been told was called Cragmore Hideout. You got the name from the goblin you allied with. From picking up with a couple of unconscious and a dead, group kind of rallied up, got a bit of a rest in, and met Sildar Hallwinter. Psych, he wasn't Sildar at all, he was his body double.
Wow. Lol.
Helleran, have you done your level up?
I think I did.
I have not yet.
I did.
Like I was
Oh, you both roll 20s, aren't you? Sorry,
Yeah.
you're both D&D Beyonds, aren't you?
Beyond, yeah.
What is your new hit point total, please, for the two of you?
Oh yeah. One
I
sec.
rolled a 1.
Level 2.
Let me see.
17.
Yeah, 17 as well.
I rolled max.
I didn't dare to roll. I'm afraid of rolling for HP.
You're all around 20 HP now.
I'm 30. Because I took Fiendish Vigor. Basically, I rolled
Still, Jesus.
I rolled max for temp HP as well, so that's basically always on, I think. Or do I have to roll each time for it?
So, while you're between combat, you can just keep recasting it until you get the max value, because higher temp health overrides lower temp health.
Okay,
In combat, obviously,
yeah.
you cast it.
Mm-hmm. So I
But for
basically
clarity,
always have 8 temp HP.
For clarity, Baka has 22 health, but just has temp health on top of that.
Good, I was slightly worried.
I have
maybe I should roll for
17 constitution as well, so that's why so high.
Maybe I should roll for it, but I'm really scared to.
Hey, we've all had that barbarian in our games with like 32 health at level 2.
Yeah, but I don't want to be a rogue with like 10 at level 2.
I'm a monk with 14 at level 2.
Oh
Is there a
god.
rule that we can take the average if it's lower than average, or just we take the value of the damage?
If you roll a 2, you get. Sorry, if you roll a 1, you get to take a 2, but otherwise you got to take the roll.
Okay.
So you'll never get 1. But so on arrival, after clearing the Cragmore hideout and fighting its intimidating but overall bit of a softy boss called Clark, the bugbear who didn't want to hit anybody, people would have died. People really would have died if it hit once.
Oh god.
But didn't. He didn't. So you're able to kill off Clark and his minions without really any trouble. Looted, found yourselves a gorgeous draconic vessel, so you now have a free healing potion each day.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually got back on the road and made your way to Phandelver. Whereupon on arrival, you delivered your goods to Barthen's provisions as you were hired to do. We're told that many of the goods you found in Cragmore Hideout belong to the Lion Shield Costa, which is a little bit further into town. But watch your backs, as lately Phandelver has been plagued by a group called the Red Brand. And their ruffians have been running roughshod over town. Taking a little bit of his advice, the group who went to Barthen's began to head towards the Stonehill Inn, a sanctuary of sorts, as Helleran had already gone ahead to meet with Sildar, his employer. They spoke a bit, began to leave, saw the others coming in, decided not to leave. And the group as a whole took rooms in the Stonehill Inn. I believe the objectives in the morning were to poke around the Red Brand stuff, head to the Lion Shield Costa, and in general you heard a few rumours. Which I linked out for you. Yep, there we go. You got them from Sildar. So, you have a few things you were interested in last time we spoke, but let's say you've had your evening meals, turned in, had a good night's sleep, got up feeling stronger, and at around 6:30 a.m., just as the inn is opening and getting ready for breakfast, you'll all start to rise and be about your day.
All silence.
I'm still meditating a little bit. But I'm not. I don't need to sleep.
Where is it?
Would I be able to carry the coffers for the Lion Shield Coster by myself?
Physically, in terms of strength, probably. In terms of bulk, it'd take you several trips,
Give me
but
a sec, my computer just crapped out.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Alright, there I'm back. Sorry, it's just I'm having issues with audio. Say that
no
again?
worries. I was just saying, in terms of like raw strength, you wouldn't have a problem. But it's just in bulk, it'd take you several trips.
Gotcha. Okay. I'll just wait for people downstairs then, so we can get that done as quickly as possible because I don't want to hang on to this any more than I need to with the Red Brands out.
Okay.
You hear loud clonking as Zoe is coming downstairs. Every step shaking the inn. Aye! Good morning!
Rexus is going down in volume.
Sorry.
Good morning.
Oh, I should probably
Sorry.
also put some background music on.
Good morning.
Sorry, I'm using a different mic now, so...
It's fine, I don't know why I had you on
At the moment.
200%.
So
You're not on 200% anymore.
You what? You madman! Nobody ever has me on 200%.
For good reason.
I have everyone on 100%.
out.
I just put the
Guess it depends
headphones
on-
lower.
I see.
So,
What's our plan
Santiago,
today?
Santiago wakes up and does his morning meditations, meets with you all, and you'll notice the orange shell that was on his belt is now green colour.
I would just we have different belts or different buckles.
Hey, he's going through his gradings at the moment.
Yeah. Like judo or karate.
Yeah, pretty much, that's
Degree.
the idea.
I love it.
But it changes magically.
That does make sense. We do live in a society with rather abundant magic.
Did you all sleep well?
Yeah, I guess.
Alright. Well, if you mean by sleep, you stand by? Sure. Was great. Whole night nothing happened.
What do you do, Servo? Do you recharge?
I go into standby mode.
What does that feel like?
Waiting?
That
I
sounds
still
like
perceive all
meditation.
that happens. Unless it's too dark.
Well, what happens if it's too dark?
Can't see.
Then me sensors won't work. I need to
Okay.
upgrade them at some point, maybe.
It's too early to think. I say as I'm already drowning in beer.
You're drinking beer already?
I mean, I was
Nonsense, me lass.
I was basically raised on it. I mean, yeah, I was raised on it. Let's just go with that.
You know, in the
Us.
monastery, we make our own beer. It's quite interesting. Sometimes we have different flavors.
Aye, one good thing that land dwellers do have. I've heard. Not drank all that much. You have good oil. Gotta give ye that.
If you need oil, we do have a vessel that can make it.
But it can make much more useful stuff, can't it?
True. But if we don't need it to make more useful stuff, we can always use it to make oil for you.
Oh,
Well-
sure, that'd be great.
Like extra virgin olive oil, or like there's this very good sunflower oil that I like. Like it actually smells like amazing.
I know, the less smell, the better. It needs to grease.
I mean, it is greasy.
You could use butter.
Mustard?
Butter.
Butter. Oh.
No, butter spoils.
Not if you
Doesn't
eat it
hold for
not if
long
you
enough.
Eat it fast enough.
Me lass, I don't consume it. It might look like it, but I don't consume it.
Ah.
Goes in this.
Use it to polish.
Goes in this tank.
And you use it to polish yourself.
No, I use it to lube my joints.
Ah, as a lube.
Creak,
Kinky.
creak, creak.
You are a kinky little shit. Also, she's more talkative.
Hey, what now?
Because she's already half drunk, so that's why she's talking so much.
Hey, what now?
A kinky little shit.
Just. You see his head kind of cocking from one side to the other for a moment.
Like,
Does not compute. Does not compute.
does exit stop
Hey, what?
working?
Well, whenever you're done rebooting, you should help me out getting these coffers back to the Lion Shield.
Yeah. Wait, didn't we already? No,
Yeah,
we
let's
didn't
go
do
back.
that.
Why we should get that done then?
Wait, didn't Barthen tell us not to do it just yet? Because there's bandits in the town, like these rashes, red rashes or something. So he cautioned us not to do it yet.
So shall we squeeze them out first then?
My character doesn't know that. My character was not let known of this.
Oh yeah, because you
'Cause I was
were
not there.
with yeah. So are you telling us?
I'm
you
not
didn't
sure
know
if
that?
I do know it or not.
Weren't you with us when you were talking to Barthen?
I don't know, I wasn't there.
Oh yeah.
You would have been.
Like, I wasn't there.
I think. Yeah, he would. He certainly advised you to be careful. I can't remember my exact wording, but he advised you to be careful.
Yeah, because the streets aren't safe, and if they get wind of packages or something, it could be dangerous for everyone or something.
This is
Yeah.
literally across the street.
Yeah, so the package is still with Bath, and we just have to tell the Lion Shield that we have it
Oh, gotcha.
and arrange delivery stealthily.
Or just get rid of those fucks and do it then.
Aye, there's no pirate hearing a pirate.
We can do a mutiny against the Red Rashes.
It's no mutiny if they're not in charge.
True.
Yeah, but if we gather the support of the townspeople, then we can get rid of Glassstick and the Red Rashes forever.
We could try that.
Didn't
Big is better than a small one.
Didn't Barthen said that the mayor won't do it? Like, there's something weird with that guy.
Yeah, but that's the mayor. If we get the support of everybody else that's influential in the town, then maybe
We
we
could
can
also
get
go
rid of.
straight to the head of the snake. Get in chat with the mayor.
Also,
Wait.
were they the red rashes or the red brands? That's what I
Red
read.
brands! But
Okay.
But I don't know. My first time ever playing this module, we started calling them the Red Rashes, and it stuck like through all my campaigns of this module. I don't know why. It's stick like I keep telling.
It
calling
fits,
the
they're
red-
annoying.
The Red Rashes.
They're red, they're annoying, and you can scratch them away rather easily, I suppose.
Mhm.
What were you saying, Rich?
I can't remember now. I think I was just saying maybe we should look into helping a few people out first and get some
Yeah,
support.
we did hear some gossip last night that we could look into.
You did?
Yeah, there's.
Yeah.
We might maybe get help from an orchard keeper, who was apparently a former adventurer. And then there's
An arrow to the knee.
someone, a wood carver, but he was murdered. Never mind. And then
I'm sure he'd
there's-
love to help.
yeah, but he was murdered.
Have a necromancer in the party.
There's someone called Carp that apparently found a secret tunnel in the woods, and that there's the one person that they don't hassle is someone called Halia. Is a bitch called Halia. Let's just say that in the Phandelver Miners Exchange. And then there's also Sister Gorel that she came back wounded and exhausted, but we might go ask what happened.
And there was an issue with some orcs raiding.
Yeah, but that doesn't. I mean, the red rashes and the orcs probably aren't working together.
No,
They
but if
were-
we scare them off, then the townspeople might remember that when we take on the red rashes.
But how many of the townspeople will the red rashes kill if we go find the orc raiders? And they have been seen on the east end of the Tribord Trail. That's not that close to here. Like, it's farther. It's far. Will take us a few days at least to get there. And the guy, the woodcarver, said it was murdered. They do have they did kidnap his wife and daughter and son. At least we have 3 hostages.
Hey! Then we should probably go after the hostages first.
Yeah, fucking rashes.
They've probably got limited time.
What if we try and speak to the orchard keeper, and if he'll help us?
Sure. Then go find that guy that knew a secret passage, maybe? We could maybe surprise them. We'll just
And help the sister, because she might know.
like ask like what happened.
And we also should speak to the Line Shield Costa as well.
We shouldn't, or we
Which
should?
I think Halloran wanted. We should. I know Halloran wants to do that first, so
Okay.
maybe we get that out of the way.
Yeah.
Hey, we can try that first.
Did Sildar leave by any chance?
Sildar will rise and join you maybe an hour and a half after the rest of you young'uns get up.
Gotcha. I was just making sure if he was still here or not.
He is still there, but he is an older man. Still capable in a fight, but his stamina, his fitness are not what they used to be. And he does enjoy a couple more hours sleep each night.
He needs his beauty sleep.
I'm 27 and I can already fucking relate to that.
Like,
Wait till you hit
I
30.
don't
Oh god, I'm afraid of that.
I don't function well if I don't get the full 7 or 8 hours of sleep each night.
Oh no, I get up earlier now that I'm older.
I don't even have a regular sleep schedule.
I just can't run all-nighters anymore.
I could.
That role wasn't for
When I
anything.
was a teenager, like 16, 17 years old, I was once up for 3 days straight. Because I was too hyper to sleep.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and basically me and my friend chatted the whole day, on the MSN messengers. That was still back then. We just
Ye olden days.
we just talked and talked and talked and talked and talked, and we were all these hyper fucks, yeah, that couldn't sleep. So we just basically spent 3 days just talking.
So, Lion Shield Costa, the Orchard, and the Shrine of Luck looked after by Sister Grael. 3 ideas. How would you like to proceed?
And ask around where Carp is.
Yes. Carp.
Belin Elderly
The fish.
son?
He's probably in a river or a lake.
Hope not that.
Carp. Like the fish.
Ah, yeah.
Oh yeah, I got it.
You fucker. Your
Okay,
guys are not
and
used
also
to me
looking-
swearing so much, are you?
And also
No, but it's
looking
refreshing.
for killing Elderleaf for her son Carp. That's 4 objectives.
Hmm.
Do you want to split the party or do you want to go together?
Nah, let's stick together.
Never split the party.
Do not split.
Sildar, as it kind of you're making decisions, Sildar will look at each of you, then look back to Helleran. You folks have the equipment you need, or if you're going out spoiling for a fight, you should be armed.
Hmm. Did we lose any of our weapons?
We
don't
regained
think we did.
some. Like I
Then-
updated our group loot, so if anyone wants to check out what we have now.
Oh yeah, you should give that a look.
Well, if you do lose anything, my in-room is something of a small armory at the minute. I'd intended to equip Gundren and his brothers with protectives, but they're not here.
Anything of note
Hey.
that would help us out?
Good quality scale mail, long swords, battle axes. Dwarves love their axes and hammers. Couldn't stomach a hammer though. Give me a bladed weapon any day. A few simple bows, a longer one for myself. Think of it as a barracks equipment, as a barracks store. Everything's good quality, but you're not going to find a diamond in there.
Hmm.
Diamond in the rough. No, I just said that.
Would you happen to have some studded leather armor?
Kind of
Yeah,
you'll think, I have some simple leather, but no, all of us were the metal armor types.
I'll take some scale mail.
Don't we still have the adamantine plate from Rainia?
Listen, that's for something else.
Okay.
He'll once you've finished eating, he'll take you to his room, which is indeed, as promised, a portable armory. As he's got a few armor stands, a rack of weapons, and a large case that, if you open it, would find javelins, arrows, like racks of crossbow bolts. It would strike you that he's ready to equip more than just a trio of dwarf brothers.
So, do you
But
think
he'll-
we should ask the village people to help us? That's why you have so much stuff.
You aren't there. It is simply Helleran who asked for items.
Oh, never mind. I thought we wouldn't split the party. Ignore me.
Yeah, that's
Well, let's just say he wouldn't want to take a full party into his personal in-room.
Ah,
fair
'cause
point.
it's too small. Yeah. It would be cozy, like.
But he will kind of take one of, go to one of the armor stands and remove a set of very well maintained, not exactly new, but refurbished scale mail, set in the kind of red and silver colors of the whole Winter family. Pull off the rack and proffer it to you, Helleran.
Nice. I'll take the 10 minutes it takes to put it on, or whatever it is.
5 minutes because he will help you.
Oh, nice. Okay.
For a nobleman, he is an expert squire. Either that or he's helped his sons put their armor on a few hundred times.
More likely the latter.
Once you're done, he'll kind of pat you on the shoulder, pull the armor a little bit, give it a stress test, make sure it's fit properly. That seems about right. I won't offer you any weapons. Yours are more specialist. Edgy.
That's fine. Thank you for
Right,
this.
shall we go?
We'd have some armor we could give away for the people at least,
Hmm?
and some weapons.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, crappy scimitars, but
We
They're still gonna
we
hurt.
also have 3 shields. Or short bows, 32 arrows. So probably the arrows you would take.
not all of them. I'm
Mm.
fine with what I've got already.
Okay.
Alright. So what are you doing?
Could we be of help with a few supplies?
Are you asking Sildar?
Yes.
He'll look at you. What do you mean?
Well, we've mostly looted a goblin camp on the way here.
Yes, but who would need them? Are you looking to sell them?
Either sell them or arm the people against the Red Rashes.
As you start saying that, the very sharp-eared Toblin Stonehill, from currently sitting up behind the bar. No insurrection talk in my inn, please. It's really bad for
Sorry,
business.
of course not.
A friend of mine used to say I was pretty handy with a sword. Not saying anything, mind, but they said it.
So if
We could at least add to your collection.
So if we happened to forget some stuff here, you wouldn't mind picking them up? Like, we don't know what happened to them.
He'll scratch at his beard and pointedly not say anything.
Okay. I discreetly, like, put some of the stuff, like, under one of the tables or something, that or under one of the benches.
Alright. So, Sildar is going to remain in the inn. He's not a young man. He's not... Well, he's also known to the Red Brands, and he's trying to remain out of sight. And you do not want his company.
We do not want it.
Well, if you're
Because it
seeing
will
with
attract
him...
attention.
Yeah. So, what do you want to do?
I
Well,
think
I
I've
could.
made it clear what I want to do. Just
Oh, I know.
remember that.
Go to the Lion Sheet Costa, yes.
Yeah, I
Across
think
the
that's a good
road.
way to earn some favour.
Just go there without the items. Talk to her, let
Yeah.
her know we have them.
Hmm?
And that she'll get them after we've cleared the red rashes. We got rid of the red rashes. Nothing.
But how is that going to look? You just walk in, strangers into town, say, we have your stuff, but you have to wait until the people are out of here.
I mean, she'll understand. I think. She fucking better.
I think it's an unnecessary precaution, but I'll leave it up to the party.
We could also just say, we've got this stuff and we'll bring it once it is safe to do so. Once it is convenient or something, so it doesn't slip through that much.
Surely she has dealings with both of them. I mean, in a town like this, she must have dealings with Barthen, so they could arrange a delivery together. If we let the Lion Shield customer, the items are there in the barn.
What if we wait to talk to Linan until after we've gotten rid of the rashes? So we could just bring the items to her without having to be so cautious.
But if we do it now, then we have one more ally against them.
Let's just go talk to her.
If
for
we're not
now.
sure, if we should talk to her or not, we could just go look for the missing kid or the kidnapped family first.
You mean
Was it half?
Either way, I think we're going to need allies in the town if we're going to make a big mess or a big fuss about the Red Brand. So I say we get people on our side as quickly as possible. So let's just make a choice and go with it.
As you're saying this, still drying out a tankard with a rag cloth, Toblin will walk around the bar and walk up to the table. If you're asking about the poor fellow who got murdered the other day, it was my wife who saw it. Nasty business. I'd have a think if I were you about how deeply you're willing to get involved in this.
I think we're involved no matter what we do.
I would never turn my back on people in need of help or people that are oppressed.
I may be a pirate, but these red guys, they do be lacking honor.
Well, if that's the case, if you want information about what happened afterwards, honestly, your two best bets would either be Alia Thornton down at the Miners' Exchange. She knows too much of that woman, but sometimes that's useful. Or you could try beating it out of their boys. They kind of hole up at the Sleeping Giant. It's the other inn in town. It's a shithole, but that's what they want.
Do we know where the Red Brand's base is at all, Mr. Tolban?
Like I just said, the Sleeping Giant. It's where they're always holed up.
Okay. That's their base. Like, where are they coming from?
He'll shrug. I don't know where they're coming from. They just start showing up in town and camping out the sleeping. You're asking the wrong man for military information if that's what you're after, lass.
Oh. Thanks anyway.
He'll make his way back behind the bar.
You know, they might be partial to just talking to another criminal.
You mean just go to the sleeping giant and ask them nicely to leave town?
We could also just find out what they're actually after.
That's not half a bad idea. Actually.
I can use me roguish charms! For sure! Or maybe better you, lassie.
I mean, I can try.
Aye, another beer and they'll love you.
Just bring them some beer or as a parlay gift or something.
I know if you've drunk enough.
No, I'm not. I'm never drunk enough. I have fast metabolism. Can never get drunk, unfortunately. No matter how hard I try. Like, I only get half drunk.
That's why I said another beer. Maybe the half sticks then, till we're there.
Okay.
Seba will look into to the others two. What? Let's just do.
I do find it funny that you're. We were like, we don't want to get involved with the Red Brands just yet, and then the final decision was, let's go poke the Red Brands.
It was not a decision. It was just a thing that is on the table.
But it's funny that we got here. That's what I'm saying.
That is true. What are you guys' thoughts? You're so silent. Me and Baka
I've
talk
made
too
my
much.
thoughts quite clear.
Can we reiterate? My brain is a bit overwhelmed with information.
I just want to go get to the provisions, and get them to the Lion Shield, because that's going to be one less thing that's off our backs, and then it'll put both Barthans and the Lion Shield in our, I don't know, back pocket, because we have now both done them a favor. And then from there, we can get additional information and to kind of explore these hostages, the dead person, the lost child. So then we can get more information on the Red Brands and then approach them. That's how I would play this.
Sure.
There's an old saying my master said, which is know your enemy. And I'm with Helleran on this. I think we should do some more digging before we go for a drink with the actual people we're supposed to be trying to take down.
Okay.
Aye, that does make sense. Then let's first deliver the goods. And then we go to the miners' exchange.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
Unless you get more information.
Unless
Sound
we
good?
Unless she's a spy for them.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely tell them that we're... I mean, they probably already know we're here, but she'll definitely tell them that we're trying to mutiny against them. Like she's their hidden partner or something, because she's the only one that hasn't been hit yet.
We don't.
We also then
We
don't
don't?
necessarily have to tell them our plans.
Aye. We can get information. There is always the possibility of lying.
I'm glad you said that. I thought you were going to say torture.
Not all pirates are that kinky.
What do you mean?
I mean, torture, BDSM. You never heard of it before?
Ah, I know.
I think
I
torture
know,
and
Servo
BDSM are
doesn't.
two different things.
Servo just doesn't get it.
I know, that's why I said that in character.
I don't really understand what the Baldaric Society meeting disorders have to do with it.
What now?
Oh, you said BDSM, not BSDM. Oh, okay.
BDSM.
I don't know what that is.
See, when two people like each other very, very much. Moving on. Let's go do the thing we said we're gonna do.
Aye.
So where first?
Let's go get the stuff.
Lion
Where's
shield
the
stuff.
sleeping giant?
Sleeping
Oh,
giants
so-
over
the s-
here.
Do first grab stuff.
Costa.
Okay, so are you grabbing stuff and taking it across the square, or are you heading to the Lion Shield Costa first?
Go to the Costa first. I don't want to create too much attention.
As if we haven't done anything yet. To cause
Okay.
attention.
To further continue, to not continue the debate of whether we should go first, let's just go to the Costa then.
Yeah.
To merge out into the town square, the Shrine of Luck, that has been pointed out to you a couple of times by this point. That is the wrong thing. There we go. Stands to the top of the square, next to what you would assume to be Sister Grail's house, based on the descriptions you've been given. But that's not where you're headed for now. Instead, across the hard-packed earth kind of town square, currently filled with kind of set down market stalls. No one's yet come to start setting them up. That'll happen maybe in the next hour or so. You'll be able to cross the square. It's more than 30 foot. It's probably more like 300 foot. But this map isn't scaled.
Mm.
And approach a two-story, multi-part wooden building with stone foundations. One side of the building is a single story with a large double-door entrance that strikes you as a warehouse. Attached to the back of what appears to be more of a trading outpost than any kind of shop. Side door leads into an already open and well-lit presentation hall with goods, mostly farming goods or exploration goods, but a few simple weapons and bits of equipment here and there. I've lost where I was. But hanging above the front door of this modest little trading post is a sign shaped like a wooden shield with a blue lion painted upon it. And stood just in front of the entrance doorway is a human woman, looking to be maybe in her 30s. Dark, sunburnt skin, sun-tanned skin, over kind of a wiry and athletic frame. Clearly a strong woman, but not exactly a warrior or combative type. Standing about 5'7", overshadowed by two much less pleasant-looking individuals, who are clearly trying to intimidate and shake her down. And as you approach, you'll hear the word protection, tax, quite a few times. She doesn't appear to be having any of it. But these figures are both human, one male, one female, standing both of them fairly tall. That kind of rough muscle That'll come from violent activity, combat, but also a bit too much drink. Both of them wearing kind of dirty, ragged crimson cloaks across their necks and backs. These would strike you as your first red brands. Despite the art, they are not elves.
Hmm.
If nobody is going to hold Servo back, he'll just march onward.
Okay. Servo approaches.
Big clonk, clonk.
Both of them will notice you. The man will leave the woman to deal with Linen, turn, and swagger a few steps towards you. Top of the morning. Just concluding our business here, and then the good line shield keeper's all yours.
Aye, any
Obviously.
trouble brewing or what?
No trouble. Just making sure we get what we're owed.
I see. Strange business interaction. Something went wrong, eh?
Something always goes wrong when you don't take payment up front. You know, business.
And why exactly do you think you're owed something?
He'll scratch at his chin. That's not between you and me, is it? That's between her and our boss.
Not even if I asked very nicely?
He'll kind of finish scratching his beard, stick a finger up his nose, and inspect the kind of goop that comes out on it. We're the only armed posse in town. There's been some orc problems. You may have heard of them. He'll flick the snot onto the ground by your feet. We've been keeping them at bay for the townsfolk. Our boss apparently just been asking for a little bit of compensation.
Aye, you and your boss must be quite fighting, must have quite the fighting prowess, huh? Aye.
I'm sorry, I'm falling out of character.
It's fine. We ain't
Brain not
bad.
working.
We ain't no legendary heroes, but we hold our own.
And what is it again that you said that's threatening the town?
Orcs, isn't it?
Hmm.
Too many of the stinking green skins.
I have not seen any of them as we were approaching town.
How long you been around? Less than a day if I ain't seen your face before.
A while.
Ah,
Doesn't mean that
Stick around.
I just came to the town like this yesterday or the day before yesterday. Doesn't mean I just arrived. Could mean I was here for a while and decided to visit the town. I didn't
if you'd
see
really
any
been
orcs.
around, if you'd really been around this parts, you would have seen orcs, or at
Okay.
very least gobbos. And if you stick around long enough, you'll see plenty more. I promise you that.
Well, I'm definitely seeing one now, though he doesn't have green skin.
If your job is to keep the orcs out, and we're supposed to see some, wouldn't that mean you'll not be doing your job well?
No, you'll have to watch us as we work. There's a process to it, ain't there?
Aye, true enough, but you know, I'm a certified physical nightmare hunter. Ever seen one of these?
What
You
do
betcha you haven't.
Do you mean yourself?
What? No! I'm talking nightmares.
If you're a nightmare hunter, go back.
Big
go
as
pay-
a ship!
Go pay that coward townmaster a visit. Maybe you might be able to help him sleep like a baby.
What, he been kept up by something?
He'll fully snort at that. No, imagine if you took the biggest snivelling, cowardly bastard you ever met, injected more coward into him, and took all form of manliness away from him, then shoved him into a big ball of lard, and you're probably pretty close to Harbin Wester.
But doesn't that make manipulating that much easier?
Grimace at that. I won't comment on my boss's business with the townmaster. Just to say that we lads and lasses of the Red Brands proper don't like working with cowards. We like taking their money, it's easy, but not working with them.
You misunderstand. If you do it right, he's not working with ye, he's working for ye.
He'll shrug. Once again, that's the boss's domain, not ours. Right now ours is to get our payment and then go back and get drunk. Then when the orcs come, chase them off and then get drunk some more.
That boss of yours must be quite crafty, eh?
He's got a few tricks up his sleeve, yeah.
Must be a legend in the underground, not?
He'll smirk a little bit. Well, no, if he is a legend in the underground, then he's failed, hasn't he? He's trying to keep himself anonymous. He even goes by an alias, so that none of us know who he really is. It's interesting working for somebody like that. You never quite know when you're going to have to stab him in the back.
So are you loyal to this man, or are you just waiting for an opportunity to overthrow?
He'll laugh a little bit, then reach into his purse, pull out a gold coin. I'm loyal to this. We're all loyal to this. Glassstaff has a lot of this. Thus, we are loyal to Glassstaff. He'll flick the coin and put it back in his That answer enough for you?
I need to quickly out of character celebrate that it worked. I was waiting for that. Then you just throw out the name. Even if it's just an alias, I'm so happy. I am so happy.
What
No,
happened?
I'm
Sorry,
joking.
my mom came into my room for something. I missed. What happened?
Glassstaff. We know the alias by which the boss goes.
I mean, we knew that before. He's the glass dick.
Oh, do we?
Glass dick, yes.
Yeah, plastic.
This doesn't appear to be
Oh.
too much of a secret, but
Oh,
more of an open
Aw.
secret. But hey,
I had forgotten. Oh.
hey, Servo earned the knowledge for himself.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's true.
are you not scared of what's his name? Glassstaff?
He'll eye you up and down. Appropriately nervous, sure. Those wizarding sorts are creepy, but I'd rather him than that lass who's been teaching. She is a weird fucker. So yeah, Justifiably scared. No. No. No one's jealous of Madge.
Match.
Madge.
Her Majesty, as some of the lads call her.
Hmm.
Is that his
Trust me.
girlfriend?
No.
That sounds like a fantastic name for a pyromancer.
No. We think she's some kind of urchin who latched onto him and he decided to start teaching after he finished, experimenting. He's a weird guy himself. But less so, if you believe that.
You know, this just gets more and more interesting. You say experiments like... Is she trying to make something?
No, him. It's a long story. And I don't know why I'm saying this much, dear.
You have that kind of a face.
Around this time, the two women behind will finish their whatever they'd been arguing about, and the other red brand will walk up to the man. Hey, time to go. Leave these bastards and may see him later. Man will look up at you. It's been a pleasure meeting you all. Hopefully we'll get the chance to meet you again.
Just before they go, I'm gonna use my telepathy feature on them both and just go, "It's your boss. Everyone over to enjoy it now. Last one gets 100 lashes."
Please make me a deception check. The woman, having not dealt with you, will kind of scan around, looking clearly for her boss. The man will kind of blink, scratch at his head, and then look at you. You're as weird as she is. You're all as weird as she is. Fuck. Come on, Angie. He'll kind of grab the woman by the shoulder and drag her off.
Well, at least we know he's not quite as stupid as he looks, that one.
Debatable.
As they vanish, Linen Greywind, who has not introduced itself yet, will turn to the four of you. Right. Now those pistons have gone. What can I do for you?
Don't trust they're fully gone. Maybe talk inside.
Sure,
Like
my shop's
private.
open. Shop's open. Come on in. She'll walk into the kind of main shop presentation area. They're never gone. They'll be back in a couple of hours. Told them to fuck off, I wouldn't pay them. So they'll keep coming back until I do.
Hey. Well, we're in with some good news.
Okay.
We've heard you lost a shipment.
Lost? Don't know about that. Delayed? Oh yeah. Really delayed.
Hey,
Not by the orcs.
the line between
promise.
delayed and lost is subjective.
Have you found it?
Aye.
Great. Where is it?
Bathens. He
She'll
told us it wasn't safe when we arrived. Go through
Yeah,
town
he's
with
right.
it.
Yeah, he's right. I owe him a favour now, though. That's the problem. I'm gonna have to pay him for lodging. I've not got any of my
I need
folks
us.
around at the minute.
2 favours, I'd say you.
Why do I owe him another one?
You don't owe him another one. You owe us one. We found it.
Oh yeah, I'll discharge that one with coin if that's acceptable.
Aye, of course, but it'd be nice to know we've got friends here.
She'll eye you a little bit suspiciously, but she's just witnessed your interaction with the Red Brands. Depends what you're gonna do. If you're gonna take a stand against those assholes, you got plenty of friends. If you're gonna just flit around and hide, you got no friends. But then, that's the same for anybody.
We just need to know that when the time is right, you'll be there.
I'll be there. I am not a fighter, lad.
There must be something you can do to help us.
Do you perhaps know,
You have a
know
provision
Carp's
store.
location?
I didn't hear anything of what either of you said.
You go first then.
I just said that she runs a provision store, so maybe there could be some help that way.
She'll kind of shrug and nod, like, if you show us results in getting rid of those red brands, yeah, I can help you out.
And Marina was asking if she knows where Carp is.
Carp?
Heard he has
Oh,
some
you mean the elderly boy? Don't know exactly where he is, but I can tell you where his mum's farm is. She'll kind of point out straight east. Head that way to the edge of town, and you'll find the elderly farm.
Thank you.
Ask his ma. She's the only one to really know where he is.
Okay, I guess we better tell Barthen you're waiting for your delivery.
Should maybe do it now or after the next visit they pay. And not while
If you're
they're
gonna
there.
you might want to do it at night. They're just men and women for the most part. There's a couple of elves among them, and there's an orc as well, and one of those devilborn. But for the most part, they go to sleep like regular people.
Oh well, that's handy, ain't it?
So after dark, we arrange the delivery.
Hmm?
Would you need our help for the delivery at night, or can you arrange it?
I can have Barthen arrange it, or if you wanted to help with it, I can pay you for the task.
We could use the coin.
Aye, that do be true. Ships don't come cheap. Aye then. We'll be back latest at night.
Alright. See you then.
And off we go.
Hey.
Where to next?
Rhino Block?
Where is northeast, south, and west?
It's just over here.
East is...
Or where are we going next to Dr. Halia? Or Garel?
Gamel's the closest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chris?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay.
Okay, so you are heading towards Sister Griel, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, as you enter the town square, once again, kind of tending to the shrine and kind of giving it a morning clean, is a human woman. Ba-ba-ba.
How is she
Wrapped in-
looking?
Well, currently she's wrapped in a heavy green cloak that covers most of her body. And also, as you get closer, hides her longer ears, giving away that she's not really human. But her arms, kind of like from the up just above the elbow and down, are visible as she is working around the shrine. And they are bandaged quite visibly.
Alright.
So,
Maybe I should leave the talking
I
to
mean-
you this time, Marina.
I mean, this is exactly why us two are talking, because the silences are long, I guess.
That's why I said you should probably be the one talking. Voice server would push you forward a bit.
Greetings. Mr. Gorel, I assume?
Woman will turn, smile at you. That is me. How can I help you? She'll kind of pull the cloak down over her arms as she stops working.
I, like, reach over my hand, like, to shake or something. And if she does, like, shake it back, I'm gonna cure wounds as I touch her.
She'll take your hand, very firm grip, receive your cure wounds, blink a moment in surprise, and then smile. Ah dear, my wounds are not quite so simple, but thank you very much.
Anytime. But, I mean, why aren't, if you don't mind me asking, why aren't they as simple? What happened?
She'll fold her hands again within her robes. I was looking into something of a personal errand. I went out to look into it a bit further, and things got a bit out of hand.
Does this have anything to do with the red rashes?
No, it doesn't. Probably the first thing you've encountered so far in town that hasn't, I'll bet. No, I'm something of a... I really like the old legends. Have you heard of a mage called Bowgentle?
Have I?
You are welcome to make me a history check.
Because out of character I know, but yeah.
I'm pretty sure Servo doesn't have a clue. I'm not even gonna attempt it.
Okay, so Bowgentle was a mage who lived between 400 and 500 years ago, so the stories say. He was trained in Silvery Moon and then travelled. He had quite a career, including the killing of dragons, plundering of tombs. He was an adventurer. That said, he apparently vanished. The legends don't say how he died or if he died or what happened. But one of the lingering things that a lot of younger people and like idealistic people have fallen to is trying to find his spellbook. And that is exactly what Grail has been looking for.
Yeah, I've heard of him and of his spellbook. Is that the correct spelling?
No space. Just
Okay.
BOWG and LE.
It's like this legend is like similar to some of our like where I'm from. And I'm like thinking of the Grand Line from One Piece for some reason. A legend of I don't know. I don't watch One Piece, but that's not like a legend or of some sorts.
No, in One Piece, no, the Grand Line, if I remember correctly, is basically the single one continent that exists.
I thought it was like a line of island that led to treasure or something.
That could also be. I'm not quite sure anymore.
On topic.
Sorry.
No worries. Well, I was looking for this book, as many have before me. I tried to find a certain personage to ask a question. Didn't go well.
Ask a question.
So, somewhat nearby, there's the remains of a very skilled and powerful diviner called, I think her name is Agatha. It's in my notes. Only she didn't pass on. She's remained in the ruins of Conyberry as a banshee. So, out there I went to ask Agatha, the divine and banshee, what happened to Bowgentle's book. She didn't show up. Other things did. And I started running. I wish I could run fast.
What was it that showed up?
Oh, let the DM open the Conyberry map so I can give you a couple of examples.
Oh, so you're a DM and not a sister?
I would assume if she's a banshee, then undead would be there as well.
Yeah. Spectres, ghasts, ghostly sorts, as well as a few reanimated skeletons and zombies. Most of them were slow.
The thing is,
But
you
they
got
have-
out alive then. There were so many.
I got it. They weren't. It's a strange thing. I've always seen that undead are just fanatically aggressive against anything living. These weren't quite so. There was something more passive about them.
Maybe under Agatha's influence?
Aye, it's what I have to think. But well, they still came for me. Apparently, I stepped on some toes or said something that wasn't quite right.
Hmm.
You know what? You lot seem like decent sorts. Would you be willing to go and ask the question for me?
I don't think I'm ready to be married yet.
Married? You want to get married to Agatha?
Oh, she'd be a
She
great
wants me to ask
match.
the question.
No, I want you to take. I've procured an offering, a gift. Agatha was quite vain in life. I'm kind of hoping she still is in death. If you present that to her, and are charming, and polite, and don't do whatever I did, which I don't know, she might answer your question.
Charming and polite, that's gonna be a piece of easy work! Ah!
Don't let him speak.
I'll try. I mean, we'll try.
I'll fetch you the comb from my house. One moment.
Thank you.
She'll head back into her home, which was the building behind the shrine. Come back out with an ornate silver comb wrapped in kind of a white silk cloth, and hand it to Marina. And also holding a small pouch, which jingles. She'll also hand that to Marina.
Thank you. Wasn't needed, but appreciated anyway.
If you finish the job, then I can provide a few more as a finishing payment.
Okay, we'll do our best.
Before we go, can I ask who you pray to?
She'll look at you and smile, and then gesture towards the small shrine before. I pray to Timora, goddess of luck and good fortune.
So, Santiago leaves a silver piece on the shrine.
She'll nod, then lean in close. I'm going to put this in a strong box in my house until we get those pissing thugs out of town because they keep swiping the offerings.
That's smart.
Absolute scoundrels. We'll take
I
care.
ain't no respect for proper treasure.
Mentioned orcs on the horizon, but when we arrived, we didn't see any orcs. Wanted to see if there was any truth to it at all, or just bullshitting.
She'll kind of wince a little bit. They're out there. They've always been out there. They've never.
I mean, I know, but they're not.
They have
near
been more of a
Phandelver,
lately.
right? More of them. Yeah, we heard they were on the east.
They
side
have
the
been more of a
triangle.
problem lately.
Hmm.
But yeah, they've been a problem. There was a raid a couple of months ago. Around the time the Red Brands showed up, we chased them out. It's like they had like that couple of nights of being local heroes, and
I
just never left.
I
Mhm.
just wanted to ask that because Servo would possibly have a rough idea what this might be.
A plan to get them in town.
Oh no, yeah, pretty much.
An excuse to get them in town.
He'd lean in.
Wouldn't surprise me if it wasn't the Ark's idea to come then.
She'll kind of grimace a little bit. I thought the same, but you know, if that was the case, I'd have expected to see another orc attack since then to try and restore the local favour towards the Red Brands. It ain't happened.
They're probably favors now.
Hey, there's too many of them for us to chase out, that's for sure. They keep chasing off your sort the first opportunity they get.
Those orcs, what exactly did they do? I mean, I know a raid when I see one, but what exactly did they try to do?
They came in looking for food, mostly. They didn't really get the chance to do everything they wanted, so I can't really tell you for sure what they wanted to do. But, yeah, they came in, hit the Alderleaf farm, tried running off with tons of grain. Then the Red Brands hit them, broke them, and sent them packing.
Thank you.
Did any of the orcs die?
I don't know. I couldn't see it clearly enough. I know there was some serious injury, sure. But if there are any corpses, the orcs took them off with them.
Either there seemed to be a pattern.
I mean, that's the one time the orcs showed up, right?
So far, yeah.
Well then, why did the Red Brands
Continue
Didn't
the
they
farce?
kill one of the people at the farm?
That's an unfortunate thing. That happened more recently, though. Wasn't the farm, though. They killed a local woodworker. And we're pretty sure they've taken his wife and kids, too.
Yeah, we heard that too.
Have they left the workers' shop mostly alone after that?
Where is the bloody thing? Do. Oh, I think I've gone through this before, and there is no description to the woodworker's house. Best we can tell, it's not really been pillaged, but nobody's been there for weeks. Not from the Red Brands, anyway.
That does mean there might still be clues around.
True. So is that our next step? Go check on the woodworker's house?
Could be a good point to start at.
We're gathering quite a lot of trails to follow.
Aye, that's what happens on a treasure hunt. Or any other hunt there is.
Yes, the treasure hunt is the best when there's riddles to solve. So this
as
is
by
not
this
as
time,
much
the
of a
town
treasure
square is
hunt.
the town square is starting to liven up as people are starting to open their markets, townsfolk greeting the sister, looking warily at the four of you. But having finished her preparation on the shrine, Grill will bow, wish you a good day, but she has to get to work. She is a scribe, and that's how she earns her way here.
Of course. We'll leave you to your work. Thank you for the information. And I hope you feel better soon.
If I see anything I think you... Thank you. If I see anything that I think you need to know, I'll tell you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So, woodworkers or the farm?
If we go to the farm,
Go to the woodworker on the way.
if we go to the elderly farm, could we take a little tour into the forest just to see if there's any tracks of the orcs left? Because I'm curious. What happened to the dead orc?
I mean,
She didn't.
it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and she
or
didn't.
more, or 2 months ago.
There were no corpses left, I think she said.
Yeah, they took the corpses
Any
out of the
dead
farm.
orcs were taken. Yeah.
As far as I understand, we won't find any corpses.
You can certainly look, though.
Yeah.
We can. Thing, how is this map aligned? Is it aligned with north, or is it
Yes.
north to
So
a different side?
if you head to the right, you're heading east.
Okay. She was pointing east, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The woodworker's shop isn't exactly on the way. We're up here. It's down here. But it's not extremely out of the way either.
There.
Ah, yeah. Oh, yeah, right. Never mind.
She was pointing east from the lion shield, not from the shrine.
Ah, got it. Sorry. I'm still a bit slow.
Okay, so will you be checking out the woodworker's shop?
Yeah.
I would like to.
It's a shop and house all in one, as it looks like the upper floor is dedicated to sleeping areas and living rooms, whereas the downstairs is a workshop and shop. Simple wooden door stands locked at the front, and all of the windows appear to be closed and shutters drawn. Based on the kind of dust and detritus around the edges of the door, on the kind of simple wooden, doorstep, nobody has opened the front door for several days, if not more.
Is the door locked? You try it.
If you try the door, the latch will click up and open. The door is not locked.
Let's go in then.
Careful now.
Pulling the door open.
Like to try not to cause too much attention.
As you pull the door open, kind of pull out a cloud of wood shavings and kind of wood dust. As whatever activity this workshop had seen was not cleaned up afterwards. It's not a good look. But you will open the door into a about 15 foot by 10 foot wood workshop, carpenter's workshop. Chair legs kind of unset to the base of chairs, a few table legs rest against the far wall, and a simple workbench with a set of clamps and woodworker's tools stand to your left. Single shuttered window on the wall next to the entranceway, and a door to your right leading into the like presentation area of the shop. On the left, there is a door leading, you think, to a set of stairs leading upwards.
Check for
Can it be? Have we heard anything about where roughly in the house he was found dead?
Oh, he was killed in the streets.
Oh, he was killed in the street. Ah, that's interesting that they didn't go through the stuff. So I would like to see the last few things he was working on. If there's maybe any, like, is there maybe an office desk or something where he was
Please make an investigation
making
check.
their orders? If anyone would like to help, that would be.
What are you investigating again?
I'd like to try to see if I can find like a bureau of some sort where he was keeping correspondence and order lists and similar
Sure, I'll
paperwork.
Help. I'll help.
Can you?
I am proficient in perception. Or is that investigation?
Investigation.
It's investigation.
I'm not proficient in it then.
Oh then. I'll be doing that then. On my own. Yeah.
Okay. At the very least, within the work desk, there is a simple drawer. Contained within are the plans for a few projects. A simple oaken table, a set of chairs to go with it, a couple of hunting bows, which kind of... You're pretty sure there's a couple of lengths of wood that will be planed and carved down eventually, but whatever they're going to be, there's no work started yet. Nothing in his immediate workload suggests anything out of the ordinary.
Hmm.
What did the people say
Oh,
happened to him? Like, why did they mention why he was murdered?
He stood up to them.
Ah,
Mm,
are there
No,
like
his
in that
family
case,
thing, right?
any secret, like safes or secret compartments in the house?
What's up, Chris?
Then we know they took their wife, right? Or that they're at
His
least
fa-
missing,
well,
right?
his whole family, I think, daughter and son and wife.
Daughters, no son. But they're missing, yeah.
Gotcha.
And obviously the red brand's a suspect. If you're looking for secret compartments, please make an investigation check as well.
Okay.
I could probably help with that because I am proficient, despite the roll I got.
If you're proficient, then you can give advantage.
Thank you.
$14. You'll not be able to find any hidden compartments, at least in this room. And in the shop front, nothing's hidden. Most of the stuff for sale on the shop front are like pre-made chairs, and sketches of other wooden objects, more than kind of a showroom.
Okay.
I'm gonna head upstairs.
Okay. As you do, a trail of wood dust leads
If
up to
nobody
the
has done
landing.
it yet, if nobody has done it yet, I would close the front door.
a trail of wood dust will lead up to a simple wooden landing, which splits off into 4 side doors, bedrooms. You're pretty sure. However, the wooden dust kind of peters out a few inches from the top of the stairs, as though, I don't know, shoes had come off or whatever lingering wood chips was on somebody's feet had finally got knocked off. Two doors to your left, one maybe 2 feet ahead of you, and then the other one down about 5 foot wide corridor and about 6 foot from you. The very end of the corridor is a wider door, probably a master bedroom, and to the right is a single door, maybe 5 foot along the hallway.
I open the first on the left.
Okay, as you do, you'll find a narrow, maybe 7 foot by 7 foot bedroom with a small bed, clearly not adult sized, a simple dresser with kind of hung open with young woman's clothing in it, travel trunk at the end of the bed, and a simple kind of crushed like cracked glass mirror. Nothing of
Check
note.
the chest.
Okay, inside the chest there's a few pieces of copper and silver jewellery, a few hairbands, and a few belts.
I'm just gonna leave those.
Okay.
And leave the room and take the second on the left.
Okay. You'll find a very similar bedroom. Though the bed itself a bit longer, probably adult size, you think. The travel chest, the jewellery inside of it is a little bit finer. There's a few bits of gold leaf here and there. This wasn't a wealthy family, but also was probably one of the wealthier families in town.
Good living.
Comfortable.
Hmm.
There isn't much jewellery, but what there is, especially for the older daughter, is definitely well made. And there is some gold in there.
Again, just gonna leave the jewelry.
Okay.
And is the next room the master bedroom?
The one directly at the end of the corridor?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I'll open that.
Okay. Opens. The room this time is about 20 foot wide by about... 15 foot wide by about 10 foot deep. It's a fairly large room that takes up kind of the whole end of the house. It's dominated by a 4-poster bed, clearly made with local woods, and you'd suspect that this was probably made by the woodworker himself. Woolen drapes kind of obscure the bed itself, but it's clearly empty. Freshly made, although a thin line of dust sits on the covers, suggesting it's not been used recently. On one side of the room there is a line of kind of cabinets and wardrobes containing the clothing of the woodworker and his wife. Most of it's common work clothing. There's a couple of suits of fine clothing. At the head of the bed there is another travel chest. This one just contains the belts for both of them. And on the right of the room there is kind of like a cabinet. Like a... what do you call it? Like a vanity cabinet. There's a bit of a nicer, larger cracked glass mirror, a kind of polished oak table, and several drawers. Inside most of which you'll find kind of like a velvet seating that would normally hold jewellery. However, in this case, all of those seatings are empty, as though somebody had emptied the finest jewellery from the house.
Any sign of dust disturbance in that room?
As a casual look, no. But if you want to make a more in-depth investigation, you're welcome to do so. Okay, looking around. No, the dust has not been disturbed. Whatever looted or extracted this jewelry happened around the same time as the last cleaning. However, underneath the master bed, there is a small chest. Which you could pull out. Okay. It's covered in a rug, almost camouflaged to the same colour as the kind of polished, varnished wooden flooring. Wouldn't have been easy to see at a glance. But pulling the rug off, you'll find a fine chest, latched closed with a heavy metal lock.
Not being proficient in opening locks, I'm gonna shout our robotic pirate friend. Skirvo? Could you come in here a sec?
Aye, you needed me prowess.
Yeah, you look the type that's good with locks. Do you think you could open this one?
I certainly could try. Looks quite heavy duty.
Okay, please make me a Thieves' Tools check.
Sever will basically unhinge two of his fingers, and out come the thieves' tools.
2d2.
I'll add that afterwards. I am proficient. I'll just make a sleight of hand if it's dexterity.
It is dexterity, yes.
I'll just go with sleight of hand because it's the same
That's fine.
modifier. Chris? Chris?
Sorry, I'm muted. Sorry, I'm muted just because we got some
no worries.
people mowing the lawn outside. So, but what's up?
Oh, no worries. What were you again? Sorry, my brain is still catching up. Your character.
Fighter.
Ah, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, then that's not gonna.
I mean, if you can't unlock it, I can always freeze it and we can just
Ah, no.
crack it open.
I'm gonna give it a try.
Plus 4 and sleight of hand if that helps.
That's not gonna help.
He's using
No.
Thieves' Tools, just using sleight of hand to...
Okay.
Hey!
Noise.
Okay,
I like the skill.
takes you a minute or so, as the lock is very heavy duty, and the pins are very heavy inside of the lock. But you're eventually able to kind of bind the pins and force the lock open. And you may, if you wish, open the chest.
I would like to check the hinges for traps before I do.
That is an
Something
investigation
important.
check, please.
I. Ah. I don't think I find anything.
They
Nah, I
look
think
well
this is
oiled.
just
They look well oiled and shielded from dust.
well oiled. I'm always a bit jealous. Alright, I'll very carefully, very slowly open it.
You like being
Okay.
lubed up that much?
Okay, as you pull the chest open, it's fairly deep and separated into two compartments. On the left, there is what you'd take to be the woodworker's finest tools. Kind of carved and polished, handled, like hacksaw. Some really well-maintained planes, a couple of whetstones. And then on the right of the chest, there is another box, which you'll have to kind of open the lid for.
I would again try to check if there is anything odd about it.
With your
Before I open it?
investigation before, you will not see.
Ah.
It will not appear to
Anything.
be trapped in any way.
Alright. I'll open it.
Okay. As you place your hand on the top of this compartment. Between your fingers, you can see the outline of a rune that begins to glow.
Ah, shit.
Would you please roll me 3d6?
Ow! Ouch! I rolled really well.
Can't see it. Okay, would you
That's
roll
not
me
a good thing.
another 3d6?
Are you kidding me? Do you just want to one-shot me? Ow!
You're doing well so far. Would you roll me another 3d6?
Oh no!
If that's the damage, I'm dead.
No, the joke is that you're rolling a new stat profile.
Really?
You're not.
Oh, good.
It is trapped, but it's not exactly a damage trap.
Because I might as well be rolling a new character if that was the damage.
As a rune pulses, the arcanely gifted around you will realise that you've just set off an alarm rune.
Ah, shit.
As a kind of bell trilling will start echoing through the house. Anybody who had been asleep is definitely no longer asleep.
Oh,
After
only
a
if they're in
minute-
the house.
After a minute, the trilling will stop. And that was the only trap.
Okay.
I'll look. Can I look outside the window just in case it attracted the attention of any red brands?
Sure. Can you make me just a general perception?
Sure.
Would this alarm go just be inside the house or like all? What's the range of the spell?
Why didn't that roll?
I don't know. I mean, in theory,
Oh,
it would
there
be
is.
as far as the sound would carry. But you know, some spells can be a bit more limited. As said, as Helleran looks out the window, he'll see two women. One of them stood outside of the lion shield, arms crossed, scowling up at you as you look out. As Linen has definitely heard you. Realizing what's going on, she'll sigh and turn to the other woman and kind of wave her back
That's Alia.
into that is Halia. You don't have the introduction yet, but she does head back into the miners' exchange. No
I'll
red
show
brands.
a wave at them.
Linen will
Might be.
kind of backward wave back. Halia will ignore you.
Alright. Was at least something important in the compartment that might help us understand more things.
Yes, perhaps. Let me just type out what you find. As this little container is quite deep. Contains in it one kind of wooden object, mechanical object, and a case, which you'll have to open to perhaps trigger more traps and find out.
Is that like a babushka doll kind of?
Yeah. Yeah. Like Russian. It's like a Russian doll. Every layer filled with more traps.
Do it. Open another layer to see if that happens.
I'm now though curious. What were those rolls for?
Oh, the joke was you're rolling a new stat profile.
But why then only 3d6?
Because
Not
that's
4d6 minus 1.
That's the traditional stat profile.
Oh. That'd be so screwed.
14, 15, 11. You were doing quite well.
Yeah. Roll one more just in case. Just kidding.
But inside there is a decorative, beautifully carved hand crossbow, strung with a kind of hair rather than string. You can't tell what the hair is from. Inside one of the cases is a rack of 20 silvered crossbow bolts, and in the other is a rack of individually stacked bolts, each inscribed with runes of giant slaying.
Oh.
This woodworker led an interesting life.
Looks like it.
Aye, that'd be worthy treasure. But doesn't belong to us.
Like giant slayer bolts, like specifically for giants or like giant creatures?
It's a weapon of slaying, so it targets giants.
Okay.
Let me just get you the... Ba-ba.
No wonder this person felt like they could stand up to their head brands.
Yeah. They probably could have if they didn't.
Just
Probably just got backstabbed.
True.
They could definitely be useful to us.
We're not going after giants, are we?
You never know.
$60, Jesus.
Oh yeah, these things pack a punch.
But they only
Alright.
work against creatures with the giant type.
Alright, well, when
Giant
we're up
type.
against Cthulhu,
So, okay.
What were you saying, Chris?
I said, well, when we're up against Cthulhu in our pirate game, that's when we'll use them.
Ah, but he would be an aberration.
Yeah, he's not a giant.
Oh, not giant size? Oh, I heard for some reason.
No. It's giant type.
Height. Okay.
Ogre, troll, hill giant, etc.
Yeah.
Creature type.
So
Well, I think
we
it's
know
best
we
now
have
that...
something if we come across such kind of things.
Yes. I think we've probably attracted enough attention here, unless there's anything else we still need to look around here for.
You have one room left untouched.
So far, no signs of entry.
Not so far.
Like
Well,
a forced entry.
you've got the looted jewelry.
What's that jewelry?
Let's take the last room.
Oh,
Yeah,
Chris is gone.
I'll look. If nobody stops Servo, he will very, very carefully close up every piece just as he's found it.
okay.
Set
Are
them
you
all back in place.
Are
And
you
then
taking the bolts and stuff?
Servo would leave them there.
He would? What?
They are treasure to someone else. He respects that.
True, but everyone's dead. No, wait, they're missing. Never mind, ignore me.
Exactly. If they were dead, then probably, and use them to kill whoever killed them. But no, it's a
Okay.
treasure.
The final room, then.
He likes booty, but he's not an idiot.
Hmm.
Because first of all,
He
most
likes
people
booty?
here probably.
Nice!
Oh yes, oil and booty.
Lube and booty.
Yes.
I need to remind you that this is being recorded.
I mean, to a pirate and the sailor, I mean, they would definitely go there.
You've got a point. Alright, he would lock everything back up. He'd also try to properly close the lock again.
Okay. You'll be able to do so.
and ask Santiago.
Where exactly did you find that? Can you put it back?
Sure. It was under the bed. Just slides the chest back under the bed.
Okay.
I'll check the last room now.
The last room, you kind of open it out to just an empty, dust-covered room. However, on the floor in one corner, as though discarded and forgotten, is a small pile of red with a little, almost worm-like object rested in a small, kind of dried blackish red pool.
Blood.
What?
Can we check it?
You certainly can. Would you like to check it?
Yes, what would you like me to roll?
Oh, nothing. You get a little bit closer, you'll find that there is a severed human finger.
Oh, fuck.
It's calloused and fairly thick. Might strike you as a man's finger.
It would probably strike me as a woodworker's finger. As
It
a man
might.
who does a lot of manual labor.
But wasn't he
It sure
saved
might.
in the street? So why is his finger here?
Can we check to see if there's any hidden compartments in the room? Like the floorboards or in the wall?
Are there
Another
any blood
investigation.
spatters?
That is also a perception check that time. Okay. Blood splatters. There are a few kind of obscured by dust layer, as though there was a struggle in this room, but only a small amount of blood was shed, perhaps from a knife or something such. And looking around, kind of taking in the finger in context a little bit, you're pretty sure that this isn't the woodworker's finger, but probably belonged more likely to one of the red brands. As there are none of those kind of micro scars you'd find on the tips of a labourer's finger. Rather, the scars are all along the pads of the fingers.
Like someone that was holding a bow?
No, so like if you ever see like a woodworker or a metal worker or any kind of or a jeweler's hands, anybody who uses sharp objects, you'll find a very thick layer of callus around the tips of their fingers and a lot of scarring.
Mm.
Whereas if you kind of find somebody who is more of a weapon user, something like that, the calluses are more along the pads and like the body of the fingers.
Or the
This is the
palms.
latter.
Yeah.
The palms definitely, but the palms is for both.
Mm.
And for Santiago, you will not find a hidden compartment. This just appears to have been a spare room.
With a finger in it.
With a finger in it. And probably the room I put together where the wife and daughters were taken from.
Oh, is there signs of
Into the struggle.
forced
Can I
entry?
feel anything magical in this room?
Are you going to cast Detect Magic?
I don't have that.
And you can make me an Arcana check, but it's a little bit less.
Powerful, yeah.
Well, it's more that you're not feeling magic, it's you're looking for the signs.
Yeah,
And you don't see anything that would make you think magic.
Can we see which window was used to, or if it was more likely the door through which they were dragged?
So
Like
you
any
can
sort
look
of-
around. The window's still shuttered, so it'd have to have been the door. You've already kind of seen that whatever happened here happened before kind of dust accumulated. So it didn't really leave any signs. That said, someone stomped all the way up here, and the other bedrooms had been very clean, very orderly. It wouldn't strike you that a clean and orderly person would bring... Well, they would leave their workshop filled with dust, let alone bring it up to the living space.
Oh yeah, no, I was more wondering also if, like, chipped wood on the side of a door or something like that.
Nothing apparent with how you've been looking around so far.
Mm.
Either they were careful or persuaded the wife and daughters to go
Or intimidated them.
under their own power.
Why
Aye,
would
not
they-
much more to find here.
Would they want to bring them here if they were kidnapping them? Wouldn't they just barge in the house and take them? Why here specifically?
Well, this is their home.
I mean, yeah, but why in this specific room? Why not just grab them?
They
from
might
where
have been
were?
hiding here.
Oh, yeah. Is there? But if it's an empty room, where would they hide? Wouldn't it have been like hide in a
It's the
closet
room
or
furthest
something?
back.
Like a panic room?
Maybe it was kind of... Yeah, maybe. Maybe there was some sort of protection here. We don't know.
I guess that's everything from this house then.
Yeah, I think we've seen what we can see here.
Let's maybe check with Lenine then. Explain what we were doing here.
I waved at her, if that's anything.
I've noticed.
Okay, so are you heading back down to Lenin?
Seems like we are.
It would be my It's a suggestion. It's not an order.
No, I'm good with it. Personally.
Yeah, let's go with it.
Buck, are you in agreement?
Yep.
All right.
Okay, as you kind of make your way down, she'll see you walk in, kind of hold her hands up. Don't want to know. I can guess what you're doing. I do not want to know.
Aye, fair enough.
What do you know about the woodworker?
Good man. Town is worse for his passing. One of the few brave folks willing to stand up to those assholes. Look what they did to him for it.
How long has he lived here?
Pretty much all his life, I think. Moved in with his pappy about 30 years ago.
He moved in with Dad about 30 years ago.
Yeah, that's right.
Look, we found some things in there which don't make sense. Is there anything about the dad that we could know about? Was he from a... What did he do?
Dunno, he was a woodworker as far as I knew. If you want to know more about him, really, you'd probably want to head over to Old Edamath. Two of them were good friends. Seemed to be friends from before they lived here. He owns the orchard, by the way.
And he's an old adventurer, I heard. So maybe they adventured together. That would make sense.
Aye, it's plenty possible. Can't imagine Old Edamath adventuring now, though. If you look at him, it'd look like trying to cross a river, break his knees.
Well, time comes for us all.
Don't
But
I
thank you.
know it?
I stay quiet and like whistle a little bit.
Bloody elves.
Sorry. I mean, I don't
It'll
look
eventually
it, but
come for you to.
I don't look it, but I'm actually 85 years old.
Servo looks shit enough, but he probably nobody knows how old he is.
Old enough to rust.
Ah, yeah.
Well, when you
The
get
plating
older,
can
you'll
be-
just rust.
No.
Aye, that rest here? Oh no, that's from like... probably something around a year or so.
Hmm.
That's what salt water does to you.
Alright, I think it is time we take a short break.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys decide what you want to do next. I believe the options are the Elderly Farm, Edamath Orchard, finding and shanking the Red Brown ruffians in the street, and maybe the Miners' Exchange.
Yeah.
Giving no blame.
I left full 6. Rexus will take the sex robot feat.
You think he's going to wait that long? Level 4 exists. Chris,
No,
are you
no.
back, please?
No, level 5.
Yes,
Level
I'm
5,
just-
Coco.
I'm just listening quietly. People getting in trouble.
Alright. So before we went on a brief break, you were discussing what you wanted to do next.
So, we were going to the Alderley farm after the woodworker's shop, but new information has now given us another location to visit.
Hmm.
It has indeed.
I think we're putting our attention on too many things at once.
I agree.
I think we should continue following this lead, the one with the woodworker, and see where it takes us. I know I said I didn't want to confront them quite so quickly, but seeing what they've done and how people have reacted to any time we've spoken about the Red Brands, I think it might be best if we just at least check them out directly, even if we're not necessarily escalating, or if we are, just go from there. That's just my thought, though.
Okay.
Okay, so checking them out, does that mean you'll be heading towards the orchard to talk to the old adventurer? Or towards the Sleeping Giant Inn to confront them directly?
Either of those work, honestly, because if we know that the woodworker, or at least we know that the woodworker and the adventurer knew each other, then they could potentially give us any information that might have been planning something together, and then the woodworker jumped the gun.
If anything else, we might find an ally there.
And who knows, maybe he has treasures from his old life that we could borrow and to help us with all of this.
Let's go to the orchard.
The orchard is a single-story house just outside of the town limits. You could get across. You could reach it by crossing the town green and just stepping over the dilapidated stone wall surrounding the town, or you could leave the town, or kind of past the smithy and Barthen's provisions, and turn left and approach via the path proper. Either way, it is a red tile-roofed house made predominantly of stone, backing onto an orchard of apple trees with a few pear trees mixed in. There is a distilling kind of shed stood just outside the main house, and in a front window you can see rows and rows of empty bottles, as though the harvest has not yet come in. Stood outside the front door smoking a simple wooden pipe is an elderly human man. Looks to be maybe in his at least very late 50s, could easily be on to his 60s or 70s. Scarred face and a grey beard tell you of a life of violence and travel. But he looks up to you, he smiles a little bit. Welcome. Heard about some outsiders. Name's Darren. How can this old man be of help?
We were wondering if we could ask you about the woodworker.
Aye, great lad. Knew his father most of my life.
Oh, we heard you might have come to the town with his father originally. Is that right?
Close enough. Took an injury a little bit before the end of our travels, so I came on ahead. I had property here that my family had left me. This orchard belonged to my aunt and my uncle. When they passed away, they left it to me, the only real surviving member of the family that they knew of. As far as them, though, they came maybe a couple of months after.
Did you used to do? I mean, we've heard you were an adventurer of some sort.
That's code word for mercenary, but they don't like to say that in town. We did some stuff that was closer to adventuring. But no, for the most part, I just sold my sword to people who wanted to pay.
Isn't that what the Red Rashes are doing? They seem to ask people for money.
No, there's a core difference there. Old Drender and myself, Threll's father was a Glennon Drender. We only took certain kinds of jobs. You understand? We killed big things that were causing trouble. We didn't extort locals. We didn't charge more than we said.
I was gonna ask you about that because we searched the house and we found a chest which had, I guess, monster hunting items in there.
His eyes will go a little bit blank, but he'll nod. Aye, they'd be old Glenn's. Surprised his son kept them. They're worth a pretty penny.
They were locked in a magical box.
That would also be old Glenn's.
And just out of respect, we left them where they were.
Aye, me lad, it's treasure.
He'll chew on his pipe a little bit. Well, I instantly like him more than I like those red brands. What do you call them? Red rashes. I like that.
Yeah, they seem to be bullying people around here, and well, we don't really like bullies ourselves. We're trying to find a way to put a stop to them, and we'd appreciate any help we can get.
The old guy will look a little bit stricken, but then just kind of nod. I see why you're here. I'll be honest, lad. If I could do anything with this body of mine, I'd have done something after they murdered Dell. So,
I mean, it's not just swords we're after; it's information, anything on these guys. We've not been here long. We don't know much about them.
I can help you with that. Yeah, what can I tell you?
Do you know anything about their leader?
They call him Glassstaff. He's apparently a mage. Don't know much more. Never heard of him on my travels. That's neither surprising, nor would it be surprising if I had, honestly. He rarely shows his face. I think I've seen him in a hood once. He usually sends this lass. They call him Her Majesty, and she passes on his messages for him. Otherwise, honestly, it looks like they're just going under their own steam. They don't really seem to have much direction. So I'd imagine there's somebody pulling the strings in town, while the real puppet masters are hidden off somewhere else.
We heard that they seem to base themselves around the giant. So
Sleeping giant.
Oh, yeah, but you know why that is, right?
no,
Right. The owner of the giant, a man called Grista, is a sour-ass twat. He hates everybody around here, so he'd be more than happy to help anyone who came and fucked things up.
And then why not pack his things and leave? It seems counterproductive.
Because he's old, and nobody'd go with him. So if he leaves town, he's just going to die in the wilderness somewhere. He's sour, but he ain't got a death wish.
you think he has enough influence to pull the strings, like you said?
No. No. No, I think it's somebody within the Red Brands themselves, or the Red Rashes themselves. Strikes me that they've been hired by this strange wizard fella, but he ain't actually one of them. Explains why he keeps himself apart.
We don't really know what his motive is, do we?
No, I can't say as I do either.
You know, we had a chat with one of the Red Rashes, and he said Her Majesty and this Glassstaff do experiments. Have you heard anything like that in rumor?
No, all I know is the lass herself is a weird one. It's hard to describe. I don't know if you've got it yet, but if you travel enough, you kind of get a sixth sense for people. And some people just have that feeling to them. Stay away. Stay as far away as you can and try not to look at them. She gives me the heebie-jeebies. Gives most people the heebie-jeebies. I'm sorry, I'm being a poor host. Would you like some cider?
Or
I'm
then
fine.
maybe not for me.
Yes,
Yeah, I
calm
think
drink.
it sounds nice.
Thank you.
All right, last Cider, robot, nothing. You, Cider, he'll look at Santiago, not Santiago, Halloran. Cider,
None for me, thank you.
would you like water instead?
I'm fine. No drinks for me.
Oh yeah. He'll just step into his porch, and from a kind of like what do you call it? A trapdoor, kind of reach down into kind of an underground storage box and pull out a wax stoppered bottle of greenish yellow apple cider. Go into his kitchen, bring out a few glasses, put them down, and pour each of you a relatively cool but not exactly chilled glass of apple cider. And a very big one for himself.
Thanks. Take a sip.
It is sharp, but it is sweet and fruity, and very, very well brewed, and also very strong. It's kind of your small town knockout cider,
This is moonshine, guys.
pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
But moonshine that tastes quite
Yeah.
nice.
What time is
If
it? Like
you
10
ever-
o'clock in the morning?
By this point, you've gone around a bit. You've looked through the woodworker's house. It's probably around early afternoon.
Okay.
It's definitely past noon. Yeah, the things you've done are not exactly quick activities.
Okay.
If you ever grow some taste buds somehow, I'll surely give it a try.
I've encountered your sort before. Sorry,
You
I haven't got
have?
any oil to give you. Here, off in the northern reaches. Only a couple, mind.
Curious.
And never quite as interesting as you. I'll give you that.
What? They've got manners?
No, they're all clean and shiny and uninteresting.
A little bit of shine would be nice.
He'll turn back to the others. Information. I've got some. I'll be honest. I can't fight in this body anymore, but I poked around and asked the right questions a few times. Plus, I may or may not have delivered some to the sleeping giant and overheard a few of them talking. So I'll give you what I can.
Be really appreciated.
You're gonna have to ask me what you need to know, though, because I ain't psychic. You need a clashter for that.
Is
What
there
shall
some
we ask
unrest
him
among
now?
them?
What are you saying, Rich? I heard Rexus.
Sorry.
I was just saying, as a group, what should we ask? But Rexus asked one, so that's cool.
And the rest, I can't really say. I've not seen anything to think that they're planning to turn on Glassstaff, or on any of it, or on his little apprentice lass. There are some personalities among them. That I know of. There's this tiefling, devilborn, you call him. Ugly, scarred fella. Likes to use a whip. There's an orc. Bit of a quiet sort, but just as deadly as the rest of them. There's this fist fighter fella. He's like an arrogant young lad, but he seems to have respect from that group of sell swords and kind of cutthroats. So you can assume he's somewhat dangerous.
Oh, he sounds like me.
He looks tougher than you.
Oh, he doesn't sound like me.
He's taller too.
Well, that goes without saying with most people. But I am quite hard to kill, to be honest.
That's
a,
true.
That's a good trait. That's a good trait. You and I share that.
Raises his
okay.
glasses.
Sorry, God.
I'm just saying, Santiago raises his glass a little to that.
Oh, he'll kind of set his glass down and start to roll up one of his trouser legs. I told you I took an injury before coming here. We were hunting this giantess. Absolute cow. She really liked this huge warbow. Bigger than a man. Bigger than a Goliath. One of her arrows almost hit me square on, but I dodged it just out the way. He'll pull his trousers up to about his knee. There's a massive scar and half his kneecap is missing. I just took an arrow to the knee. Nah, Mia.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, you just went there. I love it.
So
That's
you
the end of the
really did
session.
used to be an adventurer like us?
I did. I took an arrow to the knee.
I would like a
And not
refund,
in-
please.
No
This
refunds.
session is free, everybody.
No refunds in money or sanity. But he'll roll his knee down. He'll kind of lean forward a little bit. I don't know if this is anything of interest to you, but how much do you know of the local area?
Not all too much. We just got here.
Enough to know that we didn't
Yeah,
see any giant
Being more
orcs
to aware of it.
around Phandelver.
Any orcs?
Around Phandelver, yes.
Aye, there's orcs. There's a big tribe of them to the east. They don't normally come out this far, but they do occasionally when they've not been able to find enough plunder or food. A couple of months ago, they had a bit of a raid. Those red browns are actually useful for once. Suppose that's why they weren't chased out immediately. But, if you're not from the area, you wouldn't know, but there's a place nearby, an old ruined tower called Old Owl Well. It's a place of interest. It's a couple of days northeast of here. Problem is, over the last few months, really, a few people have gone out there and they've said they've been chased away by undead. That's a problem. Especially since I'm pretty sure it's an old ruin from the Empire of Netheril, if you're familiar with them.
Are any of us?
History checks, please!
This time I might even make one, because Servo's old.
You are probably all
Probably
about
too old.
You're all probably about as familiar. Marion and Santiago, I'll come to you two in a moment, but Servo and Helran, it's like hearing of the ancient Greeks.
Okay.
As much of what you know is probably myth more than history. Like, you probably know of Hercules, for example. But the ruling structure, what actually happened? For Santiago and Marina, you'll know at least that it was a kingdom of magic, separated between High and Low Netheril. High Netheril was kind of a series of floating cities held up by great mages of today unfathomable power. and Low Netheril was the Common Kingdom, below physically as well as socially. And it is now a ruined and lost civilization, as something they did caused their civilization to fall. Wrath of God in all its fury, literally.
Well, not Marina, but Thalian knows exactly what happened.
Yeah, but so does Lucy and so do all of them. There's a reason for that.
Because they went there, yeah. Interesting.
So, yeah. He thinks it's an old ruin from the time of Netheril, which has implications if things are going on there.
Oh.
And if you're willing to go and have a look and kind of make sure everything's alright there, I might have a knick-knack or two lying around the house that I can't make use of anymore. Old Glenn may not be the only one to have brought old stuff with him. Wink wink.
Sure, we can go.
Aye,
check
we
it out.
might be taken again there then.
Sorry?
We can go check it out. That's all I said.
Though first we probably want to make sure here is a bit more peaceful.
Not
Aye.
so much red in the streets.
I hear that rush.
Sorry, this is actually really thematic, considering the backstory I've kind of been half writing for this guy. He'll hobble into the house and come back out carrying a long, kind of wrapped, looks like a staff, but with some odd appendages at either end. Looking at you, I don't see any of you carrying something like this, but maybe it'll be useful to you. I'm loaning it to you, for now. Do this for me, and it's yours. He'll hold it out to Helleran as probably the most immediately Hello, Baka?
Something. Sorry. My dad's talking. Never mind. He went.
Okay.
Okay. Helleran. He will hand you a pole weapon.
Oh.
Are you a strong boy?
No, not terribly strong. More of a dex based, but I'll take a pole.
Okay, you unwrap it. It is a long shaft of delicately carved wood, supported, you're pretty sure, through the middle by a thick metal tang. Connecting on either side, two curved elven blades in reverse of each other, as he will hand you a double-bladed scimitar.
Oh.
Beautiful. Nice.
Oh! I think they're even... Ooh.
They are martial melee weapons.
Nice.
I'm trying to remember if... Ah, no. I think they weren't. Were they? Nope.
They are not finesse unless you have the Revenant Blade Feat. But if you wish to take the Revenant Blade Feat, I don't mind if you do so without being an elf.
Okay.
Oh.
It's an interesting weapon. Are you familiar with what a double-bladed scimitar is?
Yes.
Okay. As far as what it actually is, you'd have to identify or attune to find out.
Oh, because you said it's magical.
Yes, it is.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Aye, quite the interesting piece you got.
Truly.
Uh,
And I thought I would be at a place here.
Oh, it's not attunement! Huh?
ah.
I mean, no, no prizes for guessing what it is.
Figured.
Giant Slayer. Oh, of course.
Yeah, what
Hey, guys.
were you expecting?
Something's telling me we might have to fight a giant.
Yeah, we should go back to the house now. Get the rest of that stuff.
Alright. Well, he will kind of look up at the sky, comment that it looks like it's going to rain and he's going to have to throw some sheets on his stock. And nice talking to you. I suggest you find cover. When it rains around these parts, it usually pours.
Aye, as long as it doesn't pour salt water, I'm fine.
No, I've not seen it do that.
Aye, good.
Can precipitation turn fresh water into salt water and vice versa?
Can it?
I'd say only salty tasting water.
You instantly clean or soil an object, or chill, warm, or flavor up to 1 cubic foot of non-living material for 1 hour. So maybe
You can flavor it, but it's
I can make fresh water into seawater if I flavor it with salt.
It doesn't actually change what's in it. You just change the flavor.
exactly.
You
that's
could
what I meant.
purify water, but seawater is considered pure. So you'd be able to kind of remove tar or gunk from it, but not the salt.
You can always just boil it. Get fresh
Yeah.
water.
Alright, so, as we come close to the end of the session, where will you guys be heading?
I think we kind of ran down the Giant Slayer lane for now. At least that would be my.
You have to tell me where you want to go next in terms of Phandelver.
I'm trying to make suggestions without outright telling the group, yeah, let's go there. Because they probably agree. My suggestion would be now the Adlerleaf farm. We can go to the tower with the undead, but that's a few days away. It's let's first clean out here and then head that way.
Well, we also have the other task with the Banshee.
Exactly, but that's probably
That's-
also gonna take
Yeah.
a moment.
That's outside Phandelver. Let's first deal with what's inside Phandelver and then venture outside.
Okay, let's just go and kill the Red Browns.
Yeah, let's get rid of the rashes.
So, sleeping giant in, armed and ready.
Okay.
If possible, can we make a stop at the line shields cost once more.
Why?
Servo needs oil.
Let me check something.
I can make you some olive oil.
Yeah, from the thing.
Yeah, but we can also get a potion out of that, I think. At least,
That's true.
if at the end of the day nothing is...
Sensory effect. Would that be like being oiled?
You
Uh,
feel like you're getting oiled, but you're still
It's-
rusty
yeah.
as hell.
Exactly.
Never mind then. I'm trying to help here.
I know. That's
So-
fine.
I can clean you of rust.
Ah, I don't think rust is not dirt. Rust is corrosion. It is the base material just broken down.
Hmm.
So I'm hearing you want to head towards the sleeping giant, but you're going to make a short pit stop at the Lion Shield Caster?
No, at least I would like to go to the Adderley farm.
Oh,
Farm.
I'll leave them.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
the farm. I was like joking about them.
Okay. Right. As you set off back across the town square, immediately as you set foot onto the hard-packed earth of the market square, almost as though the traders and the locals had realized there was going to be rain, all of the stalls lie untended, but their cover sheets haven't been drawn down. There's an eerie silence resting atop
Shit.
and about the square. As you're kind of getting your bearings, Sister Grail kind of walks around the shrine from behind you, kind of calls out to you. Oh, I'm glad I caught you.
Did something happen?
Well, what are you up to?
We're going to talk to Linan again?
Ah,
Oh no.
so,
Did they come back?
oh, she's fine for now. The problem is, it's not good when you go around poking too many holes, asking too many questions. Ah, I think looks like I've done enough. The sister will smile. Her face not at all the same kind of smile and peaceful and kind of kindly look of the woman you met earlier.
Hmm.
Her body will flicker and then scatter.
Oh no.
Oh,
As-
classic.
Was that Her
Ah.
Majesty?
As from the streets behind you, 5 thuggish looking individuals
Hmm.
start to saunter into the square. The man and woman you recognize from trying to shake down Linen earlier. The man will kind of place a dagger to his forehead and give you a salute. Led by a tall, scarred and horned tiefling man. A wicked, long, black whip coiling to the floor at his feet in one hand, and a curved, barbed sword in the other. Welcome to town.
Hi! Such a warm welcome.
Well, that's a thing. Time for you to move on, strangers. Give us your stuff and be on your way.
You think you can rob a pirate, eh?
No, I think I can kill a pirate without his ship and take everything from him.
I mean,
If no one else will say anything,
can we say no?
Servo can keep going. Servo will draw his rapier and get one hand on his back.
Alright, violence it is.
Look,
Please roll initiative.
look, I'd say over me cold body, but it's already cold. You gotta try harder than that.
Hornsby did not roll good.
I cannot even roll lower at him if I tried.
Two of the others rolled decently.
Oh, I have been rolling terribly today.
So 1, 2, 3, one,
Initiative.
and we'll pick up next session with Servo. You didn't click your token.
Ah, shit. Sorry.
It's fine.
Ah,
I've added you.
okay.
We'll pick up next session with Servo, followed by 3 of the red brands, followed by everybody else, followed by the last red brands. As you are quite correct. You were delayed for an ever so slight minute by an illusion of some kind.
Do we want our new character sheets ready by next session then?
Hey, if this kills you, it was going to happen at some point.
Okay.
No, we're not going down that easily. We've survived the stupid Covalent caves. With our stupidity. So...
But my new character hook is that my new character was actually the old woman in disguise. Hence the flicker.
So the trap was not for us. The trap was
for
supposed to
them.
be a trap. Yeah, was it? The trap was the trap, you know, to trap them.
It's like Inception.
The trap that
but
looked
with
like a
traps.
trap was actually a trap for the trappers. Keep going.
Baka, can I ask a big favour of you?
Sure.
Are you going to be on for a little while longer?
Yeah.
Like about? Could I make something publicly visible in the Saturday setting and see if it makes sense to you? Because I've tried writing it out,